My name is Jonathan Ellis, and on March 14th, 2024, I experienced something that challenged every logical bone in my body. As an architect with a penchant for precision and structure, I've spent my life immersing myself in blueprints and cityscapes rather than pondering the mysteries of existence. Yet, after a sudden cardiac arrest nearly claimed my life, I encountered a realm beyond imagination, shifting my perspective on not just architecture, but life itself. It was an average Thursday in Chicago, a day like any other, crisp and bustling with the rhythm of a city that never sleeps. I was in my office, engrossed in a design for a new community center, my thoughts tethered to lines and angles. The clock read 3:47 p.m. when I felt a peculiar sensation, unlike anything I'd encountered. It was as if my heart was a metronome that suddenly lost its beat. Everything around me blurred into insignificance. The last thing I recall was the view from my window, the skyline punctuating the sky like a pulse of human endeavor. And then, silence. The kind of silence you don't just hear, but feel. That's when it happened. The transition was sudden and absolute. A shift from the tangible to the ethereal. As my consciousness was torn from its familiar birth, I was liberated from the gravity of my own weight. What followed was an astonishing clarity, the kind that emerges when the burdens of the body dissolve. Below, I witnessed the medical team gathered around my lifeless form, their movements urgent, faces knitted with focus. Dr. Altman, my physician, led the fray, administering CPR with a precision that mirrored my own approach to architecture. Beside him, a nurse murmured reassurances, her voice a whisper against the sterile backdrop. But here, in this new expanse, pain was a distant memory, replaced by a profound serenity that cradled me in its embrace. As I began to drift, hues unlike anything Earth could conjure enveloped me, each color more invigorating and true than any pigment found in nature. A symphony of harmonious sounds painted the air, resonating at frequencies that seemed to tune the very soul. The world I had known receded, giving way to this tranquil realm, where all seemed interconnected by an unspoken yet undeniable unity. In this celestial realm where time seemed to stretch like an artist's canvas, I encountered a figure who seemed to emanate wisdom and tranquility from every pore. He stood, or perhaps simply existed, in the center of this ethereal space, and with his presence came a profound sense of peace. He appeared ageless, yet his eyes held the depth of ages, as though he'd witnessed the unfolding of the universe itself. Was he a mentor of lives past, or a manifestation of the divine? The thought felt irrelevant, as recognition went beyond comprehension. His communication transcended words, each idea flowing directly into my consciousness, like a gentle river feeding a thirsty land. It was as if he was painting with emotions and thoughts, using colors the human mind could only faintly grasp. The words were unnecessary. His voice still resonated, rich and melodic, like a melody that had always existed within my soul, only now brought to light. Jonathan, he conveyed, though his speech was made not with sound but with understanding, you have journeyed far to this place of revelation. As I stood before him, a warm light cascaded from his being, illuminating truths that lay dormant within me. He unfolded a tapestry of universal principles, threads woven with creativity, purpose, and the interconnectedness of all things. I felt insights bloom within me, revelations about the intricate dance of life and the silent symphony that binds us all. In his presence, logic and intuition harmonized, orchestrating a sense of clarity that defied earthly logic. His gaze rested upon me, not to judge, but to inspire and awaken. Through this silent dialogue, I was shown fragments of existence, a world thriving with boundless creativity and innovation, yet teetering on the precipice of a great void. I understood then, in the profound silence between us, that the greatest advancements in human history were not tangible, but resided in the ever-evolving spirit within each soul. He impressed upon me the gentle reminder that our creative gifts are bridges to deeper truths, tools to reforge the connections that unite us across divides of flesh and digital realms. In the boundless realm where ethereal hues danced around us like whispers of creation, the wise figure extended his hand, inviting me to glimpse the future, a future both wondrous and sobering. As he gestured, the space around us transformed into a breathtaking panorama of human achievement. I saw a world where creativity flowed with the ease of a river's current, unhindered by the boundaries once imposed by time and space. Architects, artists, and inventors exchanged ideas across continents in a heartbeat, their collective genius sculpting landscapes of unparalleled beauty and functionality. Innovations unfurled like petals, the fruits of minds untethered from earthly constraints, crafting a society alive with possibility. Yet, beneath this surface of brilliance lay an undercurrent of disquiet. The vision shifted, revealing humanity entwined with the digital realm, every facet of existence mirrored and recorded in virtual dimensions. There was an allure to this digital embrace, promising limitless exploration and boundless connection. I watched as people, lost in the allure of these buzzing networks, slowly drifted from the tactile warmth of human presence. Friendships became threads of binary code, and connections were measured in bandwidth rather than heartbeats. The figure's eyes, alight with both hope and caution, guided me further. I saw communities that had over time become insulated towers, where faces glowed from screens rather than sunlit interactions. There was brilliance, a dazzling array of digital artistry and artificial intelligence, working harmoniously to solve challenges, weaving the fabric of progress with invisible hands. But the loss loomed large, the erosion of genuine interaction, the quiet extinguishment of empathy in mere echoes of engagement. The scenes shifted yet again, illuminating moments where technology served as both the scaffold and the shackle. A generation, poised on the brink of unprecedented creative power, struggled under the weight of isolation that technological immersion precipitated. The vision magnified the quiet desperation in eyes searching for meaning beyond the phosphorescent glow, craving connection that transcended the superficial layers of data and pixels. His unspoken words reverberated within me. While human achievement reached celestial heights, it risked forsaking the very essence that sparked its genius. I absorbed the lesson, a tapestry woven from strands of foresight and caution, understanding that the true measure of progress lay not in the marvels created, but in preserving the soul of those who create. To nurture the communion between the digital and the human was to safeguard humanity's spirit against the encroaching shadows of disconnection. In this moment of understanding, the elder's gaze met mine, a beacon guiding me back to the equilibrium of truth, a vision of hope and warning intertwined, urging a renewal of balance, where innovation uplifted without undermining the grandeur of genuine human encounter. The vision gradually faded, leaving behind a resonant quietude, the elder's presence unwavering. His eyes, shimmering with an otherworldly clarity, fixed upon mine, imparting a sense of purpose that transcended my personal journey. "Jonathan!" His unspoken words infused the air. "The time has come for you to return, but not as you were. Carry forth the torch of transformation, igniting a beacon to illuminate the path where art, technology, and empathy converge." I felt his wisdom interlace with my consciousness, imbued with a mandate as ethereal as it was urgent, to inspire spaces of creativity where human essence remains unabated by digital allure. "You must advocate for sanctuaries," he conveyed, his intent a gentle wave of resolve. "Environments both tangible and virtual, where collaboration is key. Guide others to embrace innovation not as an isolating quest, but as a collective symphony harmonized by the heartstrings of empathy." The elder's presence swelled with a luminescent compassion, each moment a reminder that true progress is measured not by pixels, but by the warmth of genuine connection. "Foster a world," he urged, "where architects of both realms build bridges, not just structures. Let your craft become the fertile ground where visions unite and nurture humanity's spirit." His gaze, profound and knowing, imparted a final charge. "Remember, Jonathan, as you journey forward, that the purpose of your creativity is to reflect and preserve the beauty found in shared existence. The renewal of humanity depends on this integration, on the soulful rhythms of innovation deeply tuned to the human heart." With these parting insights, the elder faded into the translucence of the ethereal realm, leaving me with a clarity unfathomable moments before. A mission to transform spaces into sanctuaries of collaboration, to seed creativity with empathy, ensuring that the digital and the divine dance together in harmony. The transition was sudden and absolute, a shift from the tangible to the ethereal. As my consciousness was torn from its familiar birth, I was liberated from the gravity of my own weight. What followed was an astonishing clarity, the kind that emerges when the burdens of the body dissolve. Below, I witnessed the medical team gathered around my lifeless form, their movements urgent, faces knitted with focus. Dr. Altman, my physician, led the fray, administering CPR with a precision that mirrored my own approach to architecture. Beside him, a nurse murmured reassurances, her voice a whisper against the sterile backdrop. But here, in this new expanse, pain was a distant memory, replaced by a profound serenity that cradled me in its embrace. As I began to drift, hues unlike anything earth could conjure enveloped me, each color more invigorating and true than any pigment found in nature. A symphony of harmonious sounds painted the air, resonating at frequencies that seemed to tune the very soul. The world I had known receded, giving way to this tranquil realm, where all seemed interconnected by an unspoken yet undeniable unity. As reality reasserted itself, I found myself gasping awake in a sterile hospital room, colors dimmer than those I had witnessed, but now vibrant in their own right. My chest ached, a reminder of the life that persisted, the rhythmic thud echoing the pulse of purpose newly ignited within me. Around me, familiar faces blurred with relief and concern. Dr. Altman, who had fought to tether me back to this world, and my family, woven together by a bond that transcended the silence between heartbeats. Though the tangible world had regained its hold, the transcendental wisdom I had absorbed lingered, more vivid than the crisp winter light streaming through the window. I felt a serenity settle in my bones, a knowledge that infused my being with a newfound clarity and strength. It was as though each breath was a whispered affirmation of my commitment to the elder's charge, a commitment to weave the fabric of empathy into every architectural line, every space crafted by my hands. Immediately, I began to envision my work anew, not merely as structures of steel and stone, but as conduits of connection and creativity. Returning to my architectural practice, I initiated projects that bridged the realms of human touch and technological innovation. Community centers reimagined as hubs of collaboration, where digital interfaces were woven with spaces that invited face-to-face interaction. Offices transformed into environments where ideas flourished as freely as leaves in a sunlit meadow. Each workspace a sanctuary of shared endeavor. Driven by the Elder's call, I gathered a collective of kindred spirits, artists, technologists, visionaries of various disciplines, united by the desire to craft spaces that resonated with the soul's architecture. We embarked on an initiative that merged art, nature, and technology, seeking to create environments that celebrated the essence of human experience rather than eclipse it. In boardrooms and workshops, on construction sites and creative retreats, we nurtured a synergy that flowed beyond the confines of any single blueprint. My voice found strength in advocating for change, championing the idea that true innovation thrives when it embraces the full spectrum of human emotion and intellect. Through talks and collaborations, I shared the vision imparted to me, urging peers and pioneers alike to construct not just buildings, but bridges, physical and digital, fortified by empathy and the spirit of unyielding curiosity. Awakening from that liminal encounter had granted me a gift, an enduring vision of a world where creativity flowed seamlessly with compassion, where progress entwined harmoniously with purpose. As I stepped forward each day, I felt the Elder's presence as an undertone to my life's symphony, a reminder that beyond every tangible structure lies the intangible beauty of shared human existence. Awakening from that celestial encounter, I found myself bathed in the clinical lights of the hospital room, my senses slowly acclimating to the tactile world I once knew. The sterile scent of antiseptic mingled with the low hum of medical equipment, grounding me back into reality. Yet a whisper of the ethereal realm clung to my consciousness, an indelible mark of the journey I had just traversed. My heart, once faltering, now surged with renewed conviction, each beat echoing the wisdom imparted by the Elder. As my gaze swept over the concerned faces of my family and the dedicated medical team who had worked tirelessly for my revival, I realized that I had returned with a mission, a purpose imbued with clarity and vision. Immediately, I felt the tapestry of the Elder's insights weaving itself into every thought, every intention. My mind, a once orderly architecture of logic and design, teemed with possibilities that stretched beyond mere structural confines. I understood that my work in architecture could transcend the conventional, merging physical spaces with realms of human connection and empathy. It wasn't just about erecting buildings. It was about creating environments that fostered the community, drawing on the boundless creativity I had glimpsed in the vision. Determined to embody this new understanding, I resolved to integrate these principles into my projects. The community center that had occupied my thoughts before the incident now seemed not merely as a building, but as a living testament to this newfound harmony. I envisioned spaces where technology served not as a barrier, but a catalyst for collaboration, where art and innovation interplayed seamlessly, nurturing the creative soul of all who entered. Returning to the bustling cadence of Chicago, I embraced the vibrant pulse of life with a fresh perspective. I reached out to colleagues, artists, and technologists, eager to share the message that had been etched into my spirit. Together, we could transform urban landscapes into sanctuaries that resonated with the essence of human interaction, bridges between the digital frontier and the human heart. With each design sketch and blueprint revision, I carried the elders' teachings like a guiding light, ensuring that creativity, compassion, and technology intertwined within every pillar and wall. The path ahead shimmered with promise, a bridge to a future where innovation uplifted the human spirit, tempered by the rich soil of empathy and communal ties. As days turned into months, the changes I initiated began to ripple outward. Spaces that I and my collaborators brought to life became hubs of shared experience, where the very act of creation invited dialogue and unity. The convergence of art, technology, and human touch sparked new realms of exploration, heralding a renaissance intertwined with the timeless wisdom I had been privileged to witness. In this invigorated pursuit, I understood that the true architecture of life lay in the weaving of connections, transcending silhouettes on a skyline to become monuments to the enduring human spirit. The elder's message resonated within me like a sacred blueprint, one that would continue to shape not just structures, but souls, as we built together a future both innovative and intimately human.